Everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. And this is Rogue, who's trying to leak me. This is August 7th, and I am knee-deep in projects. I feel like I got nothing accomplished, and then I have a big pile here. So, I don't know, maybe I did. But not all of it was cross stitch. It's been a good week. I feel much better. Things are going along as expected, I guess. Yeah, dog barking, as expected. Oh, come on. Yeah, you. Mm-hmm. Can you be quiet, please? No. So, first I'm going to do my finish. Actually, I have two. Did I bring them all over here? Yes. Okay. My first finish, believe it or not, is also FFO'd. And that is Letters to Santa. It's a Mill Hill kit. I started it 2 years ago, July. And I finished beading it because I was going to bead something else. And I said, if you're going to bead, you're going to finish this first. I'll show you the other thing. So, there we go. Letters to Santa. And I have a little magnet on the back. I just used sticky felt and, cut around it. It wasn't a big deal. It was harder to make it than it was to FFO it. But I like it, and it'll be... Our refrigerator magnets just kind of live there. It doesn't matter what season they are. Most of them are of the kids. Not my kids. My mom's grandchildren. She just loved having pictures of them everywhere. And they're still there. Because, why not? And, she was an equal opportunity magnet maker. She put a picture I took of this dog up on the refrigerator too, so. All right, so the other finish I have is Burberry, Erica Michaels. I did this on 32 count ice blue linen, and I'm sorry I don't remember the maker. And after I did more than half of these little swirlies, because I saw that I needed to do these, I went to go read the instructions on special stitches. I wish I had read them before I started. I just plunged right in. It says to do these little swirlies with one thread. And had I done those with one thread, I probably would not have run out of the thread. It's Weeks Dye Works Snowflake. You can't really tell, at least I hope you can't tell, but part of this snowman is B5200. I want to go out and buy a new Weeks Dye Works for a few stitches. When I held it up and I'm like, they look the same. So I have some stitches on here that I had such a hard time getting an X that looked like this. They all kind of look like this or like that. Some of them I went back and redid it, but I figure once I FFO this, make it into a berry, then all of that'll be nothing and I won't have to worry about it. I won't care. So if and when I do the other snowman berry, this little one, I'll do it on 32 count because that's what I like, but I'll do it 2/1, I think, which will make it not gigantic. But I'll definitely use B5200. There's no point in buying Snowflake if, that's a lot of white on this one and on this one as well. So, and that made sense after I read that, because there was 2 different symbols for the white in here and this white. And it was because this is supposed to be done with 2 strands and this one with 1 strand. And that would have made those fade more into the background. I don't mind them like this, but yeah. Anyway, my dad said you shouldn't go off not reading instructions. He used to use the example of, if they tell you to pick up a grenade and pull the pin out, if you don't finish the instructions, if you don't listen to the rest of the instructions, what would be the rest of the instructions? To throw it away from you, right? Just blow up in your hand. Okay, so that was my dad, not me. That was his favorite thing. So, FFOs. Well, I'm including these in FFOs. I have, for myself, one of these. See the little, I don't know if you can see it. It's got a little spaceship. I have one of these for myself, and I was stitching this past week, and I did something. I tweaked it really hard or something, and then it snapped and all the beads went everywhere. And I was like, but that was my favorite scissor fob. And I thought, as long as I'm making them, I might as well just, So these are already up in the Etsy shop. There's a little spaceship, a little astronaut dude. I don't know why it wants to hang where you can't see the front of it. And if I turn it, it just turns the other way again. Little astronaut dude. Saturn. And this one is a rocket. Let me see if it'll show. A little rocket. So these are on the Etsy shop because I broke mine. And I'm not saying they break easily, but all things break, I do my best to make sure they're secure, but when you put tension a certain way on something, And I went ahead and finished the other 2 bugs, and I don't remember which ones I had finished before. It's the same. The front won't. What kind of bug do you think these are? I think that's a cicada, but it might be a beetle. And those other 2, I have no idea. They don't look like anything real to me. So these little winged ones are 3 different shapes. The bigger ones are the same shape, 2 different colors. But what are they? I don't know. bugs. Maybe one's a butterfly. I don't know. I know butterflies are pretty. I don't want one of them on me either. In Scottsdale, there's a butterfly, I don't know what they call it, butterfly experience, butterfly, I don't know. And it's really not a small room. I mean, not a big room, but, you go through rooms where they show, where the, I want to say worms, but it's not worms, before they become butterflies. And there's a video on, on butterflies. I think it's on monarchs. I'm not sure. And it costs an arm and a leg to go to this thing. It does. And in the butterfly area, there are butterflies all around you, and they come and land on you. They're huge. They're big butterflies, and they're beautiful. And they just lay down on the concrete or whatever if they feel like it, or, on the plants and stuff. As a matter of fact, you're not allowed to take your stroller in there so that you don't run over butterflies. And every time I've gone there, I've enjoyed it. I don't want them to land on me. I wonder how much that thing costs now. I had it in my head. I thought, I really don't like Phoenix's zoo, but, I kind of want to go to a zoo. I've been watching zoo stuff on TV. $40. And the child fare isn't much less. How can a family afford that? I used to have a membership at the Albuquerque Zoo and Biopark. Now that one, I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't horrible. The fair let you into, if you had a membership, it let you into the zoo, the aquarium, and the botanical gardens, which are very close to each other. And so if I was in town for something, I didn't live in Albuquerque, I lived out of Albuquerque. If I was in town for something, we just stopped at the zoo or stopped at the aquarium for a few minutes, seeing whatever he wanted to see that day. And I was like, I really love zoos, I really do. And I was like, I've never really liked our zoo, and I knew it was expensive. The last time I looked at it, it was $20 to get in. And when I looked at it, it was $40, and the senior discount is just $5 off. Now, I know COVID hit zoos and stuff like that hard because they still had to feed the animals, and they still had to pay for the keepers. And they were getting no income in. I get it. I just think the way to get people in the door is to not charge $40. But I'm not a business person. If I were, I wouldn't be in the situation. Okay, enough of that. And then, as long as I was doing sticky felt, I went ahead and finished this. I didn't fray it very much. I was, doing a lot of things. And then my last FFO this week. This is why I was beading. This is not on the Etsy shop yet, but I intend for it to be. I use smaller beads than I did when I did the turtle. And I put a loop so it could hang somewhere. I mean, you could still, put it in a dough bowl if you wanted to, but I love the way. I took the finished pillow to Hobby Lobby, and went up to their seed beads and, which one goes? And I picked it's not clear, but it's not white. It's kind of a in between. And I can't get it to focus. So I'm really happy with this way this came out. I haven't gone and, done all the stuff I need to do to put it up. So there was that one. Oh, I thought, no, this is an almost FFO. Here's the greatest story. And the reason it's almost is because I intend to affix it either temporarily or forever on this hanger thing. And it's got little hangers on the back, so it can go on a wall. And I am so happy with the way it came out. I plan to put like magnets underneath, so I keep dithering as to whether or not I should stain it or finish it with sealer or something, because once you put the magnets on, it does stand off of it a little bit, so I thought it would look nicer if it was finished some way, painted, stained, sealer, I don't know. And because I haven't decided what I want, it's just there. So that is all the FFOs. Yes. Okay. So on to stitching. Well, Plant Pots by Darling and Whimsy for the Meow the Merrier. And here's my progress. Okay, it's not a lot more, but it's some. After I finish this guy, I think I want to do the brown one next. Maybe. But I just have this lighter green color to do and a few more stitches on this dark one. I ran out of thread. And it's that color thread isn't anywhere else in the pattern. So or maybe it's like little stripes in this one. No. So it kind of annoyed me to run out of thread. But, yeah. And the reason I didn't cut it is because I don't know what I'm going to finish it on, and I want to have plenty of space to wrap it around something if I need to, so I didn't cut it. So, and then my August cross stitch camp piece. I have threads hanging everywhere on this because, okay, here it is, Phoenix Biscornu Tinymodernist. And this is where I am. I think that's in the right place. I don't know. Because, so, it's got a few stitches and then it skips and a few stitches and it skips. And I get it. I understand. That's how you get, that look, right? The problem comes in that I cannot tell one symbol from the other. And while it's a color pattern, on the symbols, the color is virtually the same. You can see here, it looks like there's a big difference. But when these are all together and they're itty bitty, I had to take pictures of it and blow it up big because I could not see the icon and the color looked the same to me. So I kept doing it wrong. So I figured, if I took the same thread and counted, so I figured I'm just going to, I can't even tell you how much I had to take out of it. So I'm just going to keep the threads uncut and work it down. I'm still on my first Phoenix. Well, technically he goes this way. I'm still on the first one. Yeah. I don't know that I'll be getting this done this month. I feel like I wasted a whole week. And I did take pictures of it and blow it up on my phone, and that kind of helps. And I thought about, pardon me, I thought about copying it larger, and I could do that, but I'll see how it works like this with the photos on my phone or something. I don't know. I may just print those photos out. We'll see. I just have the front, not the back. The back is mostly, it's four corners of this and a little border-ish thing. So the colors are very different, so it's not as difficult for me to see it. And then Whip Go, that is not the right paper. I'm working on Twin Peak Primitives Christmas lantern. And I finished the top. And so I'm working my way down, and I plan to just do these. I'm going to finish these two sides as far as where I'm stitched here, and then keep going, because that way I don't have to try to figure out how many that is. Because when I did this side thing, okay, I counted and counted and counted and counted, and it was wrong by 2 stitches, I think. So I had to fix it somewhere over here. I don't know. I had to fix it. And then when I went to do this, because I didn't remember from last year having to fix it. It was last year that I fixed this. When I went to do this, I had to restitch the whole thing because it didn't come out right. So it's inset in differently than the pattern. I don't care. It still looks fine, because I wasn't going to take out, before this year, all I had was the outline here and the outline of this one, and of course these. And in order to fix that, I would have had to take out stuff here and here, and yeah, no. So these two things are, one of them is going down in the wrong place. I don't care. It won't hurt the running any. I'll just have to make sure and make adjustments when it comes down here, and that's it. So this is a little bit of the flower, the next flower. That looks quite a bit different than what I'm seeing here, but I'm sure it'll come out right in the end. So today is the 7th, and I've worked on it every day except yesterday. So what is that? 5 days? So if I work on it today, you know, in 5 more days, that should be fine. And then lastly, my temperature chart. Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. Yeah. So I went back and fixed that other 115 day. So this color at the end of last month, the beginning of last month, it was 113 and stayed above 110 with the exception of 3 days, and above 115 with the last 2 weeks. 100 over 115 or 115 or over. So that is what you're seeing there. And this area has had a record 100 plus string of temperatures. So then the heat broke and it cooled off. It got to only 108. Yeah, it's back up over 110 again. Oh dear, I lost my picture. And this couch is not easy to move. So it's been a very hot summer, and I know you all are having heat and other issues as well. And you know, the nice thing about here with heat is that most people have some kind of air conditioning. And it is against the law for a power company to turn off electricity when it's hot like this, because people die in the heat. Just yesterday, someone from Oregon that was visiting her family went hiking and never came home. So, you know, we're very fortunate, because other places where it's hot, they may not have air conditioning because they don't normally need it, or their air conditioning is not like central air. Yeah. So I'm not going to complain about 115 plus, because I'm not hot right now. I'm in an air conditioned building, and you know, there's a pool out back, and you know, so I don't have it bad. It's hot, but you know, yeah. Okay, so the giveaway. I put them into decision roulettes, and for beach, which is this one. No, this one. Joyce, I don't know how to spell your name. Pronounce your name. So when you see this, if you could email me, my email is below. If you could email me your address, I'll have it in the mail out to you. Okay, so now for the bird. this one didn't have a name, and in here I didn't put the whole thing. User 0E1. Probably when you send me your address, you should probably give me a name to put on the envelope. So, I didn't put the whole thing in there, but, and then, lastly, the bear. Hands-on design polar bear. And it's Teresa. So, Teresa, I know you've given me your address before, but I probably won't be able to find it because, yeah, that's the way I am. So, when you get this, if you could tell me which one you want and give me your address, I will get those out to you. Okay? And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for getting me over that 300 viewers. I'm very, very happy. Now get me over 4. We can wait. All right. Well, thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Next week will be the day before my birthday. And I am going to start that gigantic snowman. I doubt it'll be done before I die, but I'm going to start it. I've been planning on it and you know, figuring out. The only thing I have to do is go somewhere and have the pattern printed so that I can mark on it, because I don't want to mark on my pattern. So while I'm at it, I should probably take that Tinymodernist pattern, right? You're right. Maybe when I go to the post office to mail these packages. Why are you sitting on my stitching? I don't know if you can see her face. She's like, well, you put it there. Well, thank you guys very much. I appreciate all of you, and I'll talk to you in a week.